Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm in the bathroom because it's like the only place that it's really quiet. But I also want to record this a little quick so that my kids don't start bugging me before I finish this video. So as you guys can tell by the title of the video, this is going to be how I met my husband and how it led up to us getting married. So yeah, um, we go way back. So let's go back to when I was like 9 years old. And we usually say 9 just because his mom and dad both have passed away. And so we don't have accurate dates. My mom and my dad, they're like the worst with remembering dates. So we're kind of just going off of that. So around 9, it could have been earlier than 9, but probably like 8 or so. I don't know. We lived on the same block. Him and my brother, they're best friends, and him and his sister, his sister and me, we're best friends, and so we we just were kids. We grew up together, right? So when I was 9, he was my first kiss, and I'm not proud of it because, a 9-year-old, I think about it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so young. But yes, that happened at 9 years old. A kiss. Okay, that was it. A kiss. But yeah, so that was at 9. And then we were going out. We were boyfriend and girlfriend, but obviously we were too little. We probably never even broke up. Um, so yeah, we've been dating since then. Just kidding. So yeah, that happened. We like grew up. We were doing our own thing and whatnot. And then at age 14, almost 15, I started like liking him. I remember my daughter's 9. Let me film this. Let me see. Okay, she's calming herself down. Okay, so around 14, he caught my eye. I remember seeing him in a white shirt, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's like he looked clean with his white shirt and his like hat to the back, and he just looked so fine. And I'm not gonna be able to record this. Bye. Okay guys, so it is a different day. I have a different hairstyle, different makeup, but I couldn't record it a different day, so I'm trying to record it tonight to upload it tomorrow. So let's just get right into the story. So I was really into him at 14. I started seeing him. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so fine. Like, what have I been missing? Him being my brother's best friend. My brother would trip here and there, like around that time when we started like kind of dating. He would trip and he would like, tell me like, what are you doing over here? And I'm like, oh, I'm just at Daniela's house, his sister. But in reality, I was there with him. Well, I would actually hang out with his sister, but I would like do a double intention, like to be with her and then to be with him. So yeah, we were dating at that time, and then I moved away, and we had a long distance relationship for about a year, and we broke up because it obviously did not work out. We were too young to even have like that type of relationship. So that happened, and then at age 17, I moved back to San Diego, and I obviously was best friends with his sister, so we would like hang out and stuff, and then we ended up like reconnecting. But at that time, like me and him, we were just different mindsets. I was trying to go back to like school and trying to do like I was just trying to do good, and he wasn't really in that mindset. He was more like, he wouldn't even like make any effort to like be around me, to go visit me or nothing, and that, so he was pretty much a fuck boy. So we ended up like splitting up after 3 months. I ended up like dating someone for like about 2 years, and after the 2 years, we broke up, and then I started going out with him again because I came around. My brother brought me around him. So this time my brother was like trying to put us together. So yeah, so I went back to like his sister's house, and like all this is like I know all his family and like his close, like his mom, dad, sisters, his grandma, rest in peace, and his dad and mom, rest in peace, obviously too, because we like grew up on the same block, obviously. So we were over at his sister's house, and we ended up seeing each other again. But the first time after like the 2 years of not talking, he was the first thing that he did tell me was, oh, I remember being outside. And like they had left us alone to talk. And like the first thing that like this guy brings up, which is Junior, the first thing that he brings up is like my ex-boyfriend. And he was like, you know, what happened with him, or so what happened with your boy, something like that. So he said, and I was like, boy, you should not ask me that. Like, that's the last person I want to talk about. So I like literally ditched him and went inside the car. We were already gonna leave anyways. So yeah, I was like, so I kind of ignored. Anyway, so then we kept seeing each other, and then we started like, you know, reconnecting. And this time, you know, he had a job, he had a car. And I'm not saying that that's why I'm with him or that's why I got with him, but he had more, excuse me, he had more going for himself. So I was like, all right, this is more, he's more serious, you know? He would look for me more and all that stuff. So we would hang out a lot. We would like peck here and there, but we weren't making it official because I had told him that I wanted him to like ask me out right, and you know, I wanted it to start right so it can be right, because I feel like when something is not it does not start right. Let me, okay, so my bad, my phone was dying, so I literally had to grab the extension cord and connect it to where I have it set up right here. But anyways, so what I was trying to say is that when something starts bad, it ends bad, and that's kind of like the mindset that I have. So I'm like, no, I did not want that. I just wanted him to ask me out properly and all that. So he ended up asking me out eventually, after I don't know how long, a month or 2, 3 months. He ended up asking me out outside of his like family's house where he was living at. It was like his cousin's birthday party, and he like told me, he's like, it's because I don't know how to like ask you out. You want it to be like perfect, and I don't know how to make it perfect, and I just want you to be my girl, so I'm just gonna ask you, do you want to be my girl? And I was like, you know what, forget all the, you know, it's a perfect moment. You know, you made it perfect. So we ended up starting to go out in August of 2014 or 15. I don't even know honestly what year, because I kind of just keep dates of our marriage. Yeah, like, so our anniversary when we got married. But anyways, so we started going out in August, and then in May, one day he had came home because we started living together. We started living together like very quickly because he had problems where he was living at the moment. And so he moved in right away with me after he had problems where he was living. And we lived with my sister for about 2 weeks. And one day he had just came home because he knows how I am. Like, he knows that like I've always wanted it to be like marriage and then moving in and then kids, and you know, try to do it like the proper way, you know. So he had told me, but like obviously he wanted to too, so don't get me wrong. Like he was like, he had came home one day and he was like, babe, like I think we should get married. And I was like, for real? So then after that we like had like this long conversation, and that same day we ended up calling my mom and dad because they are in TJ. So we ended up calling them, and he ended up talking to my mom and dad. Mind you, my mom and dad only talk Spanish, and my husband only talks English. He understands Spanish, he's Mexican and everything, but he wasn't raised talking it, so he does not know Spanish very well. Like, he'll understand, but he doesn't speak it. he'll say like the normal gracias, hola, all that stuff, you know. So anyways, he ends up asking my parents. My parents, you know, they were like, you know, as long as you respect her, take care of her, like you can have her, take her. So yeah, that happened at then, and then that was actually not in May. That was like a little bit before May. And then that was probably in April. And then in May 2nd, we had ended up moving in into an apartment with my sister-in-law and her husband or boyfriend at the time. And so we got a place together, and we ended up he ended up proposing to me on the Oceanside Pier on May 2nd. So we made arrangements to like get married quickly because my grandparents were in town, and they only come once a year. My grandpa now has passed away, so I'm glad he was able to be there on the day we got married. So we made arrangements to get married on May 15th. So we already knew we were going to get married on May 15th. But on May 2nd, he ended up proposing to me at the Oceanside Pier. It was really quick, really nice. I was going to say really quick. I don't know why. But it was kind of quick, actually. So he ended up like proposing to me then. And then we got married on May 15, 2015. And we've been married now for 5 years. We have an amazing, handsome little boy that I gave birth to on September 13th, 2019. So I got pregnant, got married in May. So I got pregnant around December, January. And I ended up having Daniel, our son, in September. And then August 28, 2019, we ended up having our beautiful daughter, Savannah. So yeah, now we have 2 beautiful kids, and it's crazy to me. Back then, like, so I know his family, like I said, his mom would always tell me, like, if you end up with Junior, because she always wanted us to end up together. And she's like, if you ever end up with Junior and you guys have twins, because his dad was a twin with, well, obviously his brother. He had a twin, and both of them are like rest in peace now, but they're twins, and both of their names are Daniel and David. So she always told me, if you ever have twin boys with my son, like, name them Daniel and David. And, my husband always was like, I don't know if I want to name Daniel, because what if we end up having twin boys, like my mom said, and, you know, we already have a Daniel, but we just wanted to, like, honor his dad, rest in peace. So my son is Daniel the Third, and it's so crazy to us that we talked about him before we even had him. We talked about our Savannah, because we both, like, really loved that name since before we were dating. We always loved the name Savannah. We would always obviously talk about our daughter, and we have Savannah. And then our third baby, if we ever have a third baby, hopefully God blesses us with one in the future, we talk about him. So it's like, that's what we envision, a him. And we have a name, but you know, the future will tell. But yeah, so now we've been married for 5 years, and we are very strong believers on if something is meant to be, it will be. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my next video, and I will see you guys on my next video. Thank you. Bye.